Hello, beautiful creatures. Welcome to my channel. I am Aradia, the Witch of Dark Light, and I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to all of you that are new here to my channel. Excuse me. And to all of you who have been here with me for the long haul on my journey here on YouTube. You guys are very much appreciated. I wanted to make this video to talk a bit about what it is that I use for my protection blend, my all the botanicals, and how I do that and what that looks like. So I also will be sharing, because these things I'm showing here in this video because they were questions that were asked on some of my videos. A few people asked that question. One was what was in some of the ingredients. I can't remember which blend it was, but I wanted to start sharing some of the ingredients that I use and how I do that with my enchanted blends. And here another question was asked, how do I work with my oracle cards? So I'm just going to share a bit about both of those things. I have several different mixes or blends for protection that I use, and the current one that I have here, I honestly don't remember all of what I put in here, but I'm going to give you the core of what it is that I start out with, and also share with you one of my secret ingredients as to what it is that I add in some of my protection blends. So first I have here my handy dandy, this is the book that I use when I'm first creating what it is, you know, when I do the research and find out what it is that I want to put together. This is the book that it starts out in, and then it works its way to the grimoire, because, you know, I got to make the grimoire all pretty and things. So the first thing I'm going to do is tell you what some of the foundations is to my protection blends, and that is red brick dust. And I use, when you're creating a blend, you naturally want to use all things that are associated with what it is that you're trying to create. So red brick dust is used for its protection qualities, because when you think about red bricks, they are the foundation that keep out weather, keep out, you know, they're the foundation to homes and buildings, and they protect what's inside. So that is red brick dust. And excuse me, because I'm a little parched. But the next thing that I use is cascarilla. And that is, I create that with the and I hope I'm saying that correctly, because I know I can butcher a name, but I use the crushed egg shells, and I use that and put it inside as well, because we all know that is protective. This is the shell that protects the precious egg that's inside. So this is why this is something that I use in my protection blend. And then some things I put in my blends that stay there when I use some of the blend. These things are not removed, and they're usually either crystals or stones. So the next thing I want to talk about is indigo balls. These are things that are cleansing and to me protective, because when you work with something that's cleansing, it's removing things that are dirty, you know, negative, unwanted energies. So I add a couple of the balls, depending on the batch that I make. Like if it's like a full jar like this, I may put 2 or 3 of the indigo balls inside, and they remain inside, and I do not remove them. So the next thing that I use as a foundation is cedar, salt, Himalayan. Now I'm reading these things as I wrote it down. So it's Himalayan pink salt that I use. So then I also incorporate lavender, and I do that sometimes. It depends on if I want this blend to be something that is needs to really pack a punch. And so if I've added lavender to something, I feel like it has protective qualities to it. However, it's like soft. It's not the punch that I want to give. But as a foundation, I add it. And then when I want to use in spellcrafting, when I'm doing a working, I may add additional items that I'm going to share with you. So the other core in this is frankincense resin. And the next thing is black tourmaline. So that is another thing. That is a stone that I leave inside and I do not remove. And then one thing that I love using, you'll hear me mention it quite a bit on my channel here, is wormwood. Because I use this medicinally and in my craft as well. So wormwood is something that dispels parasites inside your body. So I incorporate this into blends that I need to banish things, remove things, protect me from anything that is parasitic. So these are some of the main core things that I usually use, and I alter it quite a bit. But this last one, like I said, I don't remember all of what I put in here, but those are the foundation ingredients, because sometimes I'm led when creating it, depending upon the time and what's happening in the current that we're flowing in, I may add a different ingredient. Now, there's two things that I think when you are really, well, one, I use overall now, and the other I use when I feel like I really need to roll up my sleeves and get some protection going on. So I'm going to start with that. That is sulfur. So one, sulfur stinks. So that's one of the reasons why I don't just go ahead and add it to the entire blend. Two, like I said, there's levels of protection, there's levels of clearing that needs to be done. And this is a general or all-purpose protection. So this is really like when you really need to, get down and dirty, this is when I use that. So I add it to the blend when I'm doing a working that I feel like there's this energetic force that I really need protection from. So the next thing, and I have it here, this is I poured the blend into this singular containers that I use, and I just put this up until this is all gone. But inside is snake skin. And I incorporate snake skin into my protective workings because of its qualities of protection, right? So this, for me, is one of my secret ingredients that really helps pack a punch. So this is another one of those ingredients that for the most part I leave in there. So I take however, depending on the size of the container, I take a long piece of snake skin and place it in there. And sometimes I may break up some of those pieces and put it around a candle or something like that. But I have more, but I keep them here in this jar where I'll pull some out. Like this is a piece that I may just put in one of the small containers, but I have one a couple that is really long, because I have a couple of friends that, well, this one, I don't want to pull it all out, but I think this one kind of remained. That was a large one. Woo, look at this one. I don't want to pull it too much, but you see it here. This was part of a large snake. So we're going to put this back in here. So when you create this, because you'll see here I have it in a powder form. I have a dedicated coffee grinder that I use to grind all of my botanicals into a powdered blend. First, let me just share that I've taken courses to learn the tarot. You know, in the beginning of my journey of discovery on this witchcraft path, I jumped into a lot of courses and things to understand what it is that I wanted to work with, because in order to know if you want to work with it, you have to understand it and learn it. Cards is something that, a form of divination that I do not use primarily in my working. So, which is the reason why I, for the most part, use oracle cards, because I use them to get a word of the day, just get something for the week. However, if I'm led to and I need to dig deeper, I'll take that card and then ask another question and pull out the tarot card. Next, for that day specifically, if I wouldn't, wake up and I feel led to pull a card, when I'm at my altar saying my morning prayer. So then the next part would be when I'm in ritual, and it may not be me doing the working, just me doing some type of ceremony, a ritual rite. During that time, I may be led to pull a card. The cards that I've been using as of late is the Magic of You, and I've mentioned this in a couple of videos. I'm going to pull a card for you lovelies today in this video, since I have them here. So what I generally do is there's no method. Everything I do, I do it based on how I'm led. I don't do it based on the way people say you're supposed to do it, the way that I've been taught, the classical ways. Take a couple of breaths, and just after I shuffle it, I'll sit and just kind of transfer the energies from me to the card to me, and just sit there with that. And then sometimes I'll get fancy and kind of do the slide across, or I'll just pick the top card, or I'll do it, a lot of times I do it in threes, and then I just, whichever card I'm led to pick up, that's the card I pick up. And I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I'll pick up the middle here. And this one says sacrifice. What can you let go of? Ooh. The first thing that I do is I look at the card and see what it is that draws me to the card. I look at the colors. I look at all of the things that are presented on the card. And this one is a woman kind of merging. And you know what? That's been that's been the message for me lately, because I did cards yesterday, and the message for me has just been let go and merge myself into nature, into the moment, enjoy the things that are around me, and pretty much tap into nature a bit more. I've been kind of isolating myself. I don't know if that's a winter thing or just I'm being an introvert, but I need to get out there more, and maybe this is a message for some of you to get into nature. And I know it's been cold. I know we're coming out of winter. So I think now is a good time to tap into nature, go out and be one with nature. I did a video on talismans, edible talismans, specifically, but I want to share with you another way that you can work with talismans. Go out into nature. Go out, even if it's your backyard. Go somewhere where you can leave your mark of gratitude and create a sigil outdoors. You can create a sigil by stacking rocks. You could create a sigil by just taking a stick and drawing something in the dirt. Or you can go and take some of the bushes and either while they're still on the bush, or I probably would suggest loose sticks or like branches, and kind of create maybe a ring or something. But while you're like meshing and merging whatever it is, your creation together with the sticks, think about gratitude and thankful for nature, thankful for the abundance, thankful for earth, thankful for new life that is springing up now because we're coming into spring and Ostara. I am going to take this weekend and sacrifice some time to get out into nature because I very much need to do that. Until the next video, I love you all and into the shadows.